Hello guys, welcome to Netexpertz. My name is Sudhanshu Kapoor. Today I'm going to start a new series named AWS. In this session, we are going to talk about EC2 topic 1. So let's start the session guys. So now EC2 means that if you talk about the EC2, so EC2 means is known as Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay. So what is EC2 first? Like in Azure, we call virtual machines. Okay. Like same in AWS, we call EC2 instances. EC2 instances means virtual machines. Okay, so if you want to create a virtual machine in AWS, we use EC2 services. The full form of services is Elastic Compute Cloud. So now let's read some introduction about EC2. So in this session, I'm giving some introduction about EC2 only. So let's go for first one. AWS EC2 provides scalability computing capacity in the AWS cloud. It means that AWS EC2 provides scalability. Scalability means we can create EC2 instances as per the requirement. Now, I'm talking about EC2 instances means virtual machines. So if I need to create virtual machines in AWS, we can use EC2, and as per the requirement, we can create as much as I can. We can create the EC2 instances. Number second, we can use EC2 to launch as many as virtual servers as you need, configure security, networking, and storage. So it means that like we can create, as I already told you, that we can create n number of EC2 instances, means n number of virtual machines. And in that virtual machines, we can configure security as well, networking as well, and storage as well. Okay, so when you're going to create EC2 instances, they gives you all the option regarding security, networking, storage. Like in Azure also, they gives you the same thing. Now number third, we have AWS EC2 enables you to scale up and scale down the instances. Scale up and scale down means like imagine that I have one EC2 instance, means I have one virtual machines. Now right now I'm using 2 GB of RAM in that particular virtual machine, or 4 GB of RAM, you can say that, and two processors. Okay, now I want to increase the capacity or increase the hardware of that particular EC2 instance. So what I do, we can do it. Okay. So like imagine right now we are using 4 GB of RAM. Now I need 8 GB of RAM. So I go to modify that particular EC2 instance, and I set to 8 GB of RAM now, and I need four virtual processors. So we can set to four virtual processors like this. So it means that if you have a low configuration of EC2 instance, you can go to high. Okay, so AWS EC2 provides you that you can scale up and scale down the instances, means you can increase the resources and decrease the resources as per the requirement. Okay, to a particular EC2 instance, means a particular virtual machine, you can increase the resources also, and you can decrease the resources also. If I need to decrease the resources, so I don't want to create a virtual machine, I don't want to create a separate EC2 instances or separate virtual machines. Okay, with the same EC2 instance, I'm able to increase and decrease the resources. That is the meaning of scale up and scale down. Scale up and scale down. Okay. A fourth point is AWS EC2 having two storage options, EBS and instance storage. So in EC2 or in AWS, you can say that we have two types of storage. We have two types of storage, EBS and instance storage. Okay, so we'll read this storage also in detail in my upcoming lectures. So we have two types of storage options only, EBS and instance storage. And number fifth, we have pre-configured templates are available, known as Amazon Machine Image. Now, if you don't want to create virtual machines manually, if you don't want to create manually, so EC2 provides you, sorry, AWS provides you a predefined templates. Okay, it's a copy of the virtual machine. It's already created the copy. Like imagine I need 2 GB of RAM and two virtual processor, or one virtual processor CPU, virtual machine. So AWS already create that virtual machine templates. I just copy that template and I can create the virtual machines. I don't want to manually configure everything. I don't want to configure manually RAM. I don't want to configure manually processors. I don't want to configure manually networking, storage, and security. Okay, so that's what very cool feature in AWS, that they gives you, or they allows you, or they gives you the templates already. Okay, now next we have, by default we can create maximum of 20 instances for EC2 region. So I already told you that like in Azure also, that we have multiple regions. Okay, like same in AWS also, they have a multiple regions. Okay, so in one region, if you're using the free account, in one region you can create maximum of 20 instances. 20 instances means 20 virtual machines, not more than that. Okay. In case of Azure, okay, we can create maximum four virtual machines, not more than that. Means we can use only four CPU, four virtual processors maximum in one region in Azure. Okay, so like if you create one virtual processor machine, so we can create four virtual machines. If you create two virtual machines, so we can create two virtual machines only in one region. If you create only one virtual machine with four virtual CPUs, so you can create only one virtual machine only in Azure. So in Azure, they allow you only four virtual machines. Okay, but if we talk about the AWS, so we can create maximum of 20 instances with the two default high IO instances. Means we can in that 20 instances we can create two high configuration virtual machines as well. Okay, fine. Now we talk about the types of instances. So we have types of instances. We have seven types of instances. The seventh one is new in AWS. Now the sixth is already there. So now number one is general purpose. Now general purpose means if you want to create a basic virtual machines, if you create a basic EC2 instance, like I want 4 GB of RAM, I want two virtual processors, I want 1 TB of hard storage. So we can go for general purposes. Now, if you go for compute optimize means more CPU than RAM. Like now, if you want to you want more CPU, like imagine you have a very high applications you need to run. Okay, so in that case, you need more CPU rather than RAM. Okay, so then we can go for compute optimize. More CPU means you can create you can go for 4.0 gigahertz processors. Okay, you can go for Xeon processors like this. Now, memory optimized means that we need more RAM according to CPU. Like imagine I want 32 GB of RAM, 64 GB of RAM, or 128 terabyte of RAM. Okay, so we can go for that much RAM. We can go for that. So when we read this, I just give you overview in this session. We can read this instances more depth also. Okay, in that case, I will tell you that how much RAM we can use in memory optimize, minimum and maximum amount, how much CPU we can use in compute optimize, minimum and maximum, like this. Okay, now if I need heavy graphics virtual machines, then we can use accelerated computing GPU. Okay, like imagine that you need to run some 3D applications, you need to play some games, high games. Okay, so then we can go for graphic. If I need heavy graphics, then we can use accelerated computing GPU EC2 instances. Now next we have a storage optimized. Storage optimized means they provide you low latency. Low latency means they provide you very high storage. So in that case, your virtual machines running fast, they access the data running fast. So there is a low latency. Low latency means there is no delay in the storage. Okay, but that gives you SSD storage as well. Okay, in that the storage is very high or very fast in that case. Okay, now the sixth one we have high memory optimize. High memory optimize and memory optimize, these both are the same instances, but with a short difference. Like memory optimize also we can use more RAM, and high memory optimize also we can use high RAM. But in high memory optimization optimized instances, we use Nitro System. Now what is the meaning of Nitro System? Nitro System is a kind of hypervisor. Okay, it's a special type of hypervisor, and it is used to manage resources properly. Okay, like if you want to like if you want to run a heavy application, that application needs 2 GB of processors, or 2 gigahertz of processors. So that Nitro System take care all the resources, and it manages the resources properly, provide the resources properly to the to the applications which you're running on a particular virtual machine, on a particular EC2 instance. Okay, so that was the thing, that they gives you a special type of hypervisor in high memory optimize, is known as Nitro System. So with the help of Nitro System, this instance is running very fast as compared to memory optimize. Okay, now the last one we have a previous generation. So it's a new in EC2. It's a new in Amazon EC2 instances. Okay, so this is the like I said, today I'll give you the overview only. Okay, in next session I'll explain you everything. Okay, in detailed. Where in next session we'll learn about general purposes in detail. Okay, what are the series in general purposes? Okay, what is the maximum size we can use in general purposes? Okay, so we have some series also in general purposes. We have A series, M series, T series, Okay, so we'll see all those stuffs in my next video in detail. So that's it for this session, guys. Hope you like this session. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe to the channel for more AWS videos. Thank you for watching, guys.